verse number 18. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. So Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 verse number 18. Someone can share. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuya kataya triptirhi srunvato nasti me amrutam. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuya kataya triptirhi srunvato nasti me amrutam. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuya kataya triptirhi srunvato nasti me amrutam. Word to word translation. Word to word on it. Chapter 10, 18.
I'm sharing, Prabhuji.
Sharing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Word. Vistarena, in detail. Atmanaha, your yogam, mystic power. Vibhutim, opulences. Cha, also. Janardhana, O killer of the atheists. Bhuya, again. Kataya, describe. Tripti, satisfaction. He, certainly. Srunvataha, hearing. Na asti, there is not. Me, my. Amrutam, nectar. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Janardana, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Please repeat. O Janardana, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A similar statement was made to Suta Goswami by the Rishis of Naimisharanya, aided by Saunaka. That statement is Vayam Tuna Vitrapyama Uttama Sloka Vikrame Yasranvatam Rasagnanam Swadu Swadu Pade Pade. Important verse. One can never be satiated even though one continuously hear the transcendental pastimes of Krishna, who is glorified by excellent prayers. Those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna relish at every step the descriptions of the pastimes of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavad 1:119, above verse. Thus, Arjuna is interested in hearing about Krishna, and specifically how he remains as the all-pervading Supreme Lord. Now, as far as Amrutam, nectar is concerned, any narration or statement concerning Krishna is just like a nectar, and this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. Modern stories, fictions, histories are different from the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, in that one will tired of hearing mundane stories, but one never tires of hearing about Krishna. It is for this reason only that the history of the whole universe is replete with references to the pastimes of the incarnation of Godhead. The Puranas are histories of bygone ages that relate the pastimes of various incarnations of the Lord. In this way, the reading matter remains forever fresh despite repeated readings. So let us all try to understand. Om Jnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmeritam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दयन्तारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पद्मानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Thank you all for joining. So we're reading. We will try to cover the context, this chapter sections, how it is laid out, and why this chapter. What is the connection between chapter 9 and chapter 10? So what is being laid out by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in the why he's saying this chapter is even more confidential. What does that mean in the context from 9th chapter to 10th chapter? And then we'll see some of the Chatusloki importance. And then we'll come to this verse, the importance, important points or instructions from this verse, specifically 2 or 3 are there. We'll try to cover. Hopefully, we'll have enough time. By your blessings, we'll be able to get some inspiration from Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas. First, from 9th chapter, so 1 to 3 is the hearing about Lord Krishna. And 4 to 10 is the inconceivable powers of the Supreme Lord. And 11 to 19 is worshippers and non-worshippers. And 20 to 28 is glories of devotion service to Krishna. And 29 to 31 is favoritism to his devotees. And 32 to 34 is how all devotees can be purified. This is from 9th chapter. Now coming to 10th chapter, 1 to 7 is Lord Krishna is the source of everything. That is the first section. The second section is 8 to 11, Chatusloki. And then the next third section, which we are reading today, this 12 to 18, or sometimes it can be said as 12 to 15 itself. Arjuna's glorification of the Supreme Lord's position. That is the title. And then the next one is 16 to 18, or you can say 19. Yeah. Arjuna's questions, requesting for sharing more details about his opulences. And then the 19 to 42, huge section, the last one, is Lord Krishna's opulences. So in this way, these 2 chapters are laid out. Now, so why did Lord Krishna here? Arjuna is not speaking. When did last time Arjuna is asking the question? Arjuna is asking the question all the way in the 7th chapter ending. That also when before that was the 6th chapter. Almost till now, till this 10.15, 16, 17, 18 is asking. This is the 9th question. So 8 questions were asked. 7th question was in the 6th chapter, where Arjuna was asking Lord Krishna about you are telling about all this Ashtanga Yoga process, but it is very difficult to control this mind. Chanchalam himana bala ati pramati balavadrudam vayoreva suduskram, control just like controlling the air, just not possible. Then Lord Krishna instructing that one must practice, that abhyase kaunte vairagyena drishyate. One must practice this process of devotion service, then gradually you'll be able to become detached. Then you will be able to attain. Then, but finally, Lord Krishna, then for second question, he again asked further 2 verses immediately. What happens? Because he thought maybe I may become, or somebody may become unsuccessful transcendentalist. What will happen to them? They will be lost like a raven cloud. No, then Lord Krishna, that's how. Then immediately, no. At last, they will attain me, and then finally concludes. But out of all this, the topmost process is yoginam abhisarvesham madgate antaratmana sabdavan bhajte tame yuktatomo mata. This is the 6th chapter ending. Then the actual bhakti yoga process is beginning, middle 6 chapters. So what lesson we learn from the first 6 chapters? Why it is important? Even though for us middle 6 chapters is the main essence, but there is importance for the first 6 chapters also, in the context that Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is laying out that if you want Vraja Bhakti, if you want Krishna Prema, then we must become free from desire. Where it is starting, that's from second chapter onwards. Krishna is laying out again and again, nice karma, nishkama karma yoga, again and again. If you see that pattern, again, because he's stressing that point. All right, you're doing karma, that's all right. That is level 1. But if you want Braja Bhakti, then you actually come to this platform. That is nice karma, free from desire. So that's why Krishna is stressing. And then now he has to begin Bhakti Yoga. Then the fundamental point is bringing now. Yoginam observation, madgatenam. Okay. You are saying madgatenam. Then how I'm going to think? What should I do? How I can remember you all the time? What is the process? Okay. So that's why without Arjuna is asking, 7th chapter, Lord Krishna begins Bhagavad Gita, talking about knowledge of the absolute. And then the 8th chapter, 7th chapter, whole chapter, Lord Arjuna is not asking any question further. And then the 7th chapter ending, then Krishna ends with some technical terms, Adi Bhuta, Adi Daiva, Adi Yajna. In this way, it goes on, almost 4 or 5 terms. Then Arjuna was bewildered. What exactly these terms? Please explain. The attaining the Supreme in the 8th chapter begins to answer those questions. But Lord Krishna doesn't end there. So you will go much more detail how to attain the Supreme, how to remember at the last time when we are leaving this body, how to remember him, the practice. Again, is stressing the same point which he mentioned in 6th chapter. Same thing, abhyasa. Again, practice is must. Remembering me, practice, work at the same time. Tasma sarveshu kalesh mam anusmara mayarpita manobuddhi mam asamsaya. Think of me and at the same time work also. Do both the things is bringing. Now the 9th chapter, so the 6th and the 2nd and 3rd chapter is confidential. Then the 7th and 8th chapters are more confidential. 9th chapter is the most confidential because the characteristic of the soul to be engaged in the service. That is the 9th. That is why it is most confidential, because you will not find any chapter where Lord Krishna is stressing actual service to the Lord in terms of the chanting of the holy name, Satatam Kirtayanto, in terms of Yogakshem Vahamyam Ananyachantayanto, in terms of the simplicity of bhakti, only by devotion, Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam, in terms of even for the pure devotee, even if he commits some mistake because of the previous habits, he should be ignored, he should be overlooked. The example is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. We see the son of Prutu Maharaj, Vijitaswa, is been called as Antardhana, title given by Indra, because Vijitaswa could see Indra is appearing, disappearing, he is stealing the horse of 100 sacrifice Prutu Maharaj is conducting. Then he keeps stealing it. Then he is hiding and going, because Indra has that capacity, mystic power, as in this verse is talking about the mystic powers, opulences. Then Vijitaswa could see him appearing, disappearing. He could catch, he could fight with him. He is very, very strong, as good as his father, Prutu Maharaj. He's not an ordinary soul. Vijitaswa, that's his name is been like that. And then, but he understood his offense, he understood the problem of Indra, but still he didn't say anything, neither he caught him. So both the things, so because this is the quality of a Vaishnava, understanding this apichet sudura achara bhajite ma mananyabhav sadhureva samanta samyak 9.32, I think. So this verse is exactly one of the example is that where Prabhupada is quoting this in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4, chapter I think 24 or 22. So this is in the song sung by Lord Shiva, Rudra Gita. In that chapter beginning, you will see Vijitasva has been called Antardhana because of this aspect. Then Indra is very much happy. There Prabhupada is quoting this verse of Bhagavad Gita and telling, this for this reason, the Vaishnava overlook the faults of a exalted Vaishnava, the pure devotees. And Indra is a great demigod, is a great associate and servant, been given the in charge position by Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So that's why he tolerated it, he overlooked the fault of Indra. Vijitasva didn't say anything. So that's why we can see, that's why he's been called Antardhana. He could see the person appearing, disappearing. Otherwise, nobody else could see Indra's what he's doing, but he could see. So later on also, because of Vasishtha Muni's curse, this fire god also appears as their sons. That means you can understand Vijitaswa's position, not an extraordinary devotee. So Pavaka, Pavamana, Suchi, these 3 persons, the Agni, they were being cursed and they appear as his sons. And then the demigods come back to this world. Those who are performing this mystic yoga opulences, they come down to the earthly planet and they regain. Then they went back again to the same positions. This is about the 9.30. Now coming back to the connection between the 9th chapter and 10th chapter, why Lord Krishna has to speak, why he is beginning without even Arjuna asking anything. Because the 9th chapter ending, what is the fundamental and the most significant point? And it has many levels of understanding. Manmanava madbhakto madhyajivam namaskuru mame vaishyuktaivam atmanam matprayanam. Same verse repeats in the 18th chapter also. 70 something. I don't remember the exact verse now. The simple meaning Prabhupada gives is the just 4 things you do, then you will be able to remember me, you will come to me. Think of me, offer obeisances, worship me, become my devotee. These 4 things. But what exactly it signifies is, Baba, you did so many lifetimes, serve this person, that person. Just give up your false ego. Come to the real ego. I am the servant of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, nobody else. Don't try to please this person, that person. You have done this enough lifetimes. Just give this lifetime to Krishna. Krishna is the only shelter. Krishna is the only master. I am his servant. He is my master. I am his servant. Nobody else. And my duty is to please Krishna and Guru. That's it. Period. Then everything else will be all right. This is the first and foremost. Once you give up this nice karma business, this is the first and foremost point, fundamental point to come to the spiritual perfection. Then only you can enter into Vrajabhakti. This is the first entry point itself. This is where it starts. So that's why this is the most confidential knowledge. 9.34 is very, very significant point. And then it can go beyond. For this verse can go to all the way to gopis, because they have completely, Lord Krishna is their master, nothing else. They're 24/7, they are always in the service, no sleep, nothing. They're completely engaged. Because more we are engaged in this point of service, and this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing to Sanatana Goswami on this point. Why we are here in this material world, why we are with the false ego. Then very, very important instruction is beginning. Because Maya has been caught us on the neck, and then we are not able to come out of it. So, 1 minute. I'll try to remember that. Yeah, the verse is from, Krishna Nitya Das Jiva Tata Buli Gela Ei Dosha Maya Tara Galaya Bandila. The living entity is bound around the neck by the chain of Maya, because he has forgotten that he is eternally a servant of Krishna. No fundamental point comes. Now, how will you come out? We just said, I am the servant of Krishna, and he is my master only. Now, if somebody says, I am servant of certain person, what is the next thing we need to do? We have to serve that person. That means service. When we say bhakti, when we say devotion, there itself includes service. And that is the point Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing, very, very important point. Tate Krishna bhaje kare guru ra sevana maya jala chute paye Krishnera charana. If the conditioned soul engages in the service of the Lord and simultaneously carries out the orders of his spiritual master and serve him, he can get out the clutches of Maya and become eligible for shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. Otherwise, there is no question. I will repeat that again. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, very, very significant. If the conditioned soul engages in the service of the Lord, we have to remember this our whole life, and simultaneously carries out the orders of spiritual master, because they are not different. Lord is coming as Chaitya Guru inside the heart, as Paramatma coming out as Guru. So Guru doesn't deviate from Krishna, and Guru is the one who is giving the service. Through him only we are getting any service. We are doing something. So that's why both simultaneously carries out the orders of spiritual master and serves him. He can get out the clutches of Maya and become eligible for shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. So that's why the 9.34 is very significant. And then the 10th chapter begins. Then Lord Krishna is explaining further, where Lord Krishna is saying, Yatteham Priyamanaya. So you are my dearmost. That's why I am speaking to you. Why so? Because just like if you, Prabhupada gives example, so father or mother, especially mother, will speak about his child. that I have done this. My son has done this. My daughter has done this. Nice dancing, or she got within 18 years he became a big entrepreneur and got a nice job and a lot of millions of dollars he earned. Whatever great things about it. And then who will like to hear? Nobody likes to hear, because that's who cares about your son and daughter. It's nothing to me. So yes, for you it is great, but for me it is nothing, because the envious, jealousy, all those characteristics are there. So that's why, that's why Krishna is making that point. Because you are my dear devotee, that's why I am speaking to you. And that's why further I am speaking to you about this opulences of the absolute. Further, more confidential. That more confidential, because one who is a friend, very close friend, you will keep on revealing your confidential secrets, whether it's depending on what profession, what we do, whether it's business, then accordingly you share those details, how you can go more and more. Like even among devotees, devotee circle, those who are at that level, they will be discussing and sharing. That will come to this point. This was especially very signifying that point, especially sharing, how we can constantly sharing, discussing and sharing the confidential secrets, how we can progress, what to correct, how we are doing in our service, devotional service, where we are lacking, how we can go forward, sharing, because that is what confidentially Rupa Goswami is giving, that Dadati Pratigurnadi Kisamakyat Pritchat. So that's what here the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna is speaking to Arjuna and all of us, saying that we must, you are the dearmost. If you want to understand these details, only person who can understand is if he becomes a lover of Krishna, if he becomes, thinks that Krishna is the master, not anybody else. Krishna is the only master, I am the servant, nothing else. That comes the priority, highest priority. Then he can understand. Otherwise, he will never understand this more confidential. Further, that's why Krishna is speaking, even though Arjuna is not asking. Now, so here in the 10th chapter, we can see the details being given. That is the connection from 9th to 10th chapter. The opulence of the further in detail. Now, in the Chatusloka is also important point, so we'll try to cover that quickly. In the eighth verse, where it is mentioned about Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, where basically Lord Krishna is speaking about material and spiritual. Everything is coming from him. And then by me alone, from Supreme Lord Shri Krishna only it is coming. And then it is connected with the faith, by the knowledge. Iti matva means. And then bhava means, this is where it makes that 9.34 connection. Dasya, sakya, vatsalya, madhurya. It increases and increases. This dasya bhava, unless this is the servant, is the first and foremost, as I mentioned. Again, this dasya, who is the topmost servant? Srimati Radharani, gopis. So that's why this dasya bhav is there. Even though Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, the relationship, the rasa terms are changing, but actually dasya bhav is there in each and every rasa from all the way. Especially Shanta is more neutral, not actively participating, but they have a more neutral nature. But all the way after dasya rasa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, it is the tip. It goes all the way at the top level. That especially Srimati Radharani is the topmost in serving, always thinking how to serve Krishna. Even those who are seemingly jealous, seemingly envious, seemingly in that rasa, but Srimati Radharani is ready to serve those where Krishna is there. But she is ready to go to anybody and serve. If somebody is pleasing more than her, then she is ready to go and also serve there. So that is her always thinking how to serve 24/7. So that is the topmost. That's why this Manmanabha Madbhakta verse goes all the way there. So that Chatusloki, the first understanding, we understand everything from Krishna, but more important is bhava. For devotees, this is bhava is important. That means how I can improve my service to my master. So dependent on him, completely, utterly dependent on him, and engage in menial service to Guru and Krishna and devotees, obviously. And then the 9th verse is talking about the Ananya Bhakti. Now you talk about name, form, and qualities and pastimes, and the taste of the sweetness, Matchitta, and then Madgata Prana. Unable to maintain, devotees are unable to maintain themselves without the Supreme Lord discussing about him. So that's why spiritual, basically it is talking about spiritual bliss is beyond the three modes. So Matchitta. So Matchitta again means Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. That's why is Lord Krishna is speaking here about these verses? Because why did Lord Krishna appear? Kunti Maharani gives this very nice verse, and Prabhupada also very significant point is making. So, Lord Krishna is appearing. Srunvanti gayanti grunanti abhikshanasa smaranti nandanti tave hitam jana tayeva pasyanti achirena tavakam bhava prabaha uparamam padambujam. Oh Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. Now, significant point Prabhupada is making in the purport. Sometimes it is people in general, in Bhagavad Gita is one of the popular literatures which are generally heard, chanted, repeated by the people in general. But in spite of such hearing, sometimes it is experienced that the performer of such devotional service does not see the Lord face to face. The reason is that, first item, very important, Sravana is very important. If hearing is from the right sources, it acts very quickly. Generally, people hear from unauthorized persons. Such unauthorized person may be very learned by academic qualification, but because they do not follow the principles of devotional service, hearing from them becomes a sheer waste of time. Sometimes the texts are interpreted fashionably to suit their own purposes. Therefore, first one should select a competent and bona fide speaker and then hear from him. When the hearing process is perfect and complete, the other processes become automatically perfect in their own way. This is very, very significant point. So that's why the second Chatusloka is signifying this Sravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. If you are very good Sravanam and Kirtanam, then Smarana automatically will happen throughout the day. That is our bar. How much we are progressing, how much we are remembering Krishna and Guru, that signifies where we are in. So then the 10th verse is significant further. Now, somebody may ask a question that you are saying, hear about me, think of me, by what process, by what method we can do this. So then that's why Krishna speaks, Tesham Satvayuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, Buddhi Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So the Ananya Bhakti is talking about those who are constantly desirous of me, with me, Satatam Yuktanam, always realization is given only by me. Then they come near me. That Krishna is saying. Further, then somebody may have doubt. Oh, what happens if I am not even educated? I am very illiterate. What happens to me? Then Lord Krishna further, I myself make endeavor to give that person supreme mercy, being situated in their intellect. Atma Bhavastha means intellect. A lamp of knowledge arising from bhakti beyond gunas. That is a important point there. So 11th verse. And then the benefits of the 10th chapter. At least two important things. What is the benefit is removing sinful activities by simply understanding the Lord Krishna's pastimes and glories and following his instruction. It removes all the sinful activities. And what is the root cause of sin? Is ignorance, avidya. That will be removed. Then it increases the complete spiritual bliss. That's what it will give. Further, Baladev Vidyabhushan talks about this 11th verse. How is it possible that he can illuminate their hearts? For those who can't maintain themselves without me, unalloyed devotees, Tesham Eva, Anukampa, by my mercy, I situated with attachment for these souls, Atma Bhavastha, like a bee in lotus flower. We'll come to this point. This 18th verse is talking about the bee. We'll come to that. Reveal in their Atmas my forms and qualities, and I destroy darkness in the form of their desires for objects other than myself, so that I elevate their intelligence and I destroy their ignorance. I bear responsibility for all this. This is further signifying the from 9.22. Same thing is being given here also. Krishna is stressing that point, that how we will take away anything which we don't need, and then he will give whatever we need for coming close to Krishna. Ananyasam. That same aspect is mentioning also 10.11, indirectly indicating that aspect. Now, coming to this verse number 16 onwards, where Arjuna is asking, it is difficult to understand the truth about you. Therefore, I want to know about your vibhutis. So that's why here it is mentioned, Vistarena Atmano Yogam. Atma Yogam. Vibhutim cha Janardana. What does Janardana means? We'll come to that. Vistarena means very detailedly. Please explain. And then hearing, I want to hear more and more. That's also Arjuna is speaking. Your vibhutis are very attractive, divya. So speak after them fully. And Krishna, it is impossible to speak them fully. Then Arjuna is saying, okay, speak about the kechu bhaveshu. Okay, you are saying great detail, but then you told me think about you, manmanabhava. But then how I am going to think? Can you tell me specifically kechu bhaveshu? Where exactly and by what, seeing what I can think of you. So that's when Krishna has to speak about it very clearly, explicitly. So Arjuna is asking that, speaking about those where you are spreading in this world, specifically that point. Arjuna is mentioned, that's why Krishna is mentioning those details. And the 17th verse, how can I know you and think of you at all times? That is Bhaveshu. Of course, you will say that Bhaktyamam Abhijanati, but in what objects? Bhaveshu. How can I perform bhakti? By thinking of you in various objects. Now, coming back to this verse, 18th verse. Oh Janardana, please tell me again in detail about your vibhutis and your bhakti yoga. Hearing your nectar, I have no satisfaction. So now, what does Janardana means? People such as me, Arjuna is saying this, Jana means people such as me. By sweetness of your beneficial instructions, you create longing, you make us agitated. Ardhana. Jana means people such as me, and Ardhana means you create longing, you make us agitated, you make us beg. What can we do? For me, hearing the nectar in the form of your instructions is the most dear. So in another page, Janardana also means one who is the object of entreating for those desiring their ultimate benefit. So in this way, we can see how Lord Krishna is now. Let's understand here, Lord Krishna is making the point of that Amruta, nectar. As per Arjuna is making that point, that hearing. So how we can make our life day-to-day basis nectar. Just like what does bee do? Earlier, that point of bee has come. What does bee do? The bee takes honey, going to each and every lotus flower, and picks up that honey and goes to beehive and stores that honey. That is the job of the bee. Taking only the honey, nothing else. Anything else is there, it will not touch it. So same way, the devotee means we don't need to externally endeavor, trying for, I want to be humble, I want to develop this quality, that quality. We don't need to externally try. We want to serve. We want to serve the Supreme Lord, serve the Guru, serve the devotees. And then automatically all these qualities will naturally develop. And we have to pick up the positive qualities wherever in our, from our services, from our devotee interaction, from our Supreme Lord, from our Guru. So from everywhere we have to pick up the positive aspects day after day, week after week. This is only, everything else we should reject. Anything which is not positive, which is not giving us inclination and inspiration to go forward in serving Guru and Krishna, those you reject, you throw it out there itself. Don't even inject into the mind. Other day I saw a message, nice message, but it's more towards material, but the same thing can be applied. There it's mentioned that life is too short. Buy this bag today. Life is too short. Buy this bag. And then further it says, love what you do and do it more. Do it lots of it. Do it today and do it lots of it. That's what it matters. It is about some bag shop. Now apply the same principle. We should apply the same principle to in our devotion service. Why we should be tired of activities? In material activity, we are not tired. Going to work, we are not tired. Doing serving to our, take care of all other things, we are not tired. But when it comes to service, why we are tired? That means something is lacking. Something is happening. That means we don't have the sincere desire. So that for a sincere desire to happen, then we must hear this attentively and then approach devotees and seek their blessings and offer prayers. So then gradually the desire will come, but we should explicitly try to follow this process, what Lord Krishna is speaking. So collect that B of these positive qualities from the devotees, from the Supreme Lord, from Guru, and keep on collecting day after day. Then store it. In general, bee what will do, if somebody comes to the beehive and takes out the honey, then it will come and bite you. That's what happened. I just hearing 50 years of Radha Madhav jubilation. Guru Maharaj was mentioning. Prabhupada was there. Prabhupada said, don't keep these beehives here. Take it, put it somewhere. Kamaduk, there was a cow. Then it came there and giving the milk and everything. Then the same tree where the beehive was there. Then it basically touched that beehive, and then all the bees started attacking, and but it was a big difficulty. And Prabhupada said, no, don't keep the beehive here, keep it somewhere else. Then same way, so, but that is what bees does. But what we have to do as devotee, we should collect and then we should distribute it. We have to keep sharing, keep distributing it. That's prasad or kirtan, whatever. So books, you name it, share whatever we know. We don't need to become experts. Whatever we know, little, just as an insignificant, as an instrument in the hand of Guru and devotees of the Supreme Lord. That's it. We just need to do that job. Then naturally, that keep that honey, the more and more it becomes, our heart becomes sweet. It becomes like honey. Then that's when we can see Krishna. That's when actually Lord Krishna will start revealing the actual secrets. How to, then we'll be able to see him. Like Dhruva Maharaj, it took only 6 months. That's why, because he's only keep on taking the honey. And then 3 things are very, very important there: engaging in the service, engaging in the worship, using the mind, body, words. Stane stuti gatam tanu manobir. Narada Muni engaged. Okay, you are going and meditating, you are engaging mind, but then you are also engaging in the physical things. You have to go and pluck the flowers and engaging in some, use your body, because body we are not able to give up. We have this body, then we have to make this body, because the body has the desires. This gross body, the senses has desires. You cannot become desireless. So spiritual desire we have to develop, but we don't have the desire to serve Krishna. Then that's why this body must be used. The ear must be used, the tongue must be used to only take Krishna Prasad, ear must be used to hear, and then these both, and then our rest of the body must be used in the service of Vaishnavas, Guru, and the Supreme Lord. By these 3 things, then automatically will, even if we don't have desire in the beginning, gradually we'll develop the desire to serve Krishna and Guru, and slowly and we'll come to that point that he is the only master, nobody else. I have given enough lifetimes. I have done enough marriages. Sometimes we are wife, husband, this, that, so many things. This lifetime, just period, give it to Krishna. He will take care. Once somebody surrenders to Krishna, Krishna will take care without a doubt, 100% guaranteed. Again and again is being given by Srila Prabhupada. Everywhere Prabhupada is speaking about this. Just simply take shelter of Krishna. So that's why this verse is so important. Become like a bee and keep on distributing. Don't become like a bee and store it. Keep storing and kick people out when somebody is coming to take it or receive knowledge. No, please give it freely. That then you have to come like a, in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They all want to distribute mercy. So we have to become an instrument in the hand of our Guru Varga, disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So much they are engaged in. So that's why this verse is very, very significant. The important instructions is giving. Now I want to read, because it's mentioned here, the opulences. What are the opulences? Especially Mahaprabhu's. What is Mahaprabhu giving? Throw everything out. What do we need to do? Dante nudayatnakam padayo nipatya krutva chakakusatam etat aham bravimi he sadava sakalam eva vihaya durat Chaitanya Chandra Charane Purutanuragam. Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, Chaitanya Chandramurti, holding a straw between my teeth, I fall at your feet, O Sadhu. With hundreds of supplications, I say, dear sir, throw away everything and devote yourself to the feet of Sri Chaitanya Chandra. Sri Chaitanya Chandra. So it is very, very important. Now let's see what Chaitanya Chandra is doing. Chaitanya Chandra, what kind of jewels, what kind of mercy is giving for a very teeny work. Gauranga gives jewels for buttermilk. In a joyful mood of Lord Chaitanya moved quickly toward Nilachal. In ecstatic love, he exclaimed, Hey Jagannath! Absorbed in Krishna Prema, Gauranga moved with the determination of a lion. He was moving so fast that his associate couldn't keep up. Lord came to a small village in the forest and met a cowherd boy who was carrying a pot full of buttermilk to sell in the market. Gauranga said, "Oh dear cowherd boy, I'm thirsty. Can you give me some buttermilk?" Falling down at the Lord's feet, the boy said, "Please take this buttermilk and drink as much as you want." Lord Chaitanya drank the whole pot of buttermilk. Then that so-called sannyasi walked away while saying, "You stay here and collect the money from my colleagues who are following me." The Lord moved on quickly, and boy sat down, thinking to himself. After some time, the Lord's followers arrived there and inquired of that boy, "Did you see a sannyasi?" The cowherd boy said, "Yes, he drank all my buttermilk. He said that you would pay for it. If you have any money, then please pay me so I can go home." Surprised, Gauranga's associate looked at each other and said, "Where will we get money? We don't have any money with us." The cowherd boy said, "That's all right. You just forget it. Just tell that sannyasi that this was my humble offering to his lotus feet." Then the boy tried to lift his empty milk pot and go home. For some reason, he couldn't budge the pot. Removing the lid, he saw that it was full of precious jewels and gold. The cowherd boy ran down in the direction of Lord Chaitanya. He found the Lord waiting for his associate a short distance away. Gauranga smiled and benevolently upon the boy. When Lord Chaitanya's associates arrived, they were happy to see that the cowherd boy had attained the lotus feet of the Lord. Gauranga said, "Hey, cowherd boy, go back home. You obtained a boon, and Krishna gave you his mercy." While walking home, the boy became invested with love of God. He danced and chanted madly in the ecstasy of Krishna Prema. All the villagers became overjoyed to see that the cowherd boy had received the mercy of the Lord. Lochandas happily sings the glories of Gauranga. You can see how much mercy, not only to this small cowherd boy, is also giving the mercy to even a dog, to even a puppy. There's a pastime, but we don't have much time. We'll also see from Krishna book, also Prabhupada makes that point. So in the uh, to the devotee, very simple devotee. So when Krishna entered into Mudra, so where is doing this? Thus very nicely attired, Krishna and Balram look like elephant dressed with colored clothing on the full moon day at the dark moon. And Krishna was very much pleased with the tailor and gave him benedictions of Sarupya Mukti, which means that after leaving his body, he would be liberated and would attain a four-handed body exactly like that of Narayana in the Vaikuntha plan. Krishna also granted him that as long as he would live, he would earn sufficient opulence, is able to enjoy sense gratification. By this incident, Krishna proved that those who are Krishna conscious devotees will not be lacking material enjoyment of sense gratification. They will have sufficient opportunity for such things. But after leaving the body, they will be allowed to enter the spiritual planets of Vaikuntha Loka or Krishna Loka, Golok Vrindavan. After dressing nicely, Krishna Balram went to see a florist of name Sudama. As soon as they reached the precinct of the house, the florist immediately came out with great devotion, fell down on his face to offer his respectful obeisances. This is the example, what we discussed. He offered a nice seat to Krishna and Balram, how to serve, he's showing by the example, and asked his assistant to bring out flowers, betel nuts, and pulp of chandan. We must ask our Guru Varga, we must ask, consult our Prabhupada's books and see what exactly I have to serve. And we'll also, please forgive me for going over time. There is another pastime, very, very important pastime. Now we heard about the hearing and service, but there is a instruction from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagannath's pastime, we all know, but that instruction we may not remember. It's a very important instruction. Please be patient with me today. So we'll come to that in a minute. Let me please this. The florist welcome greatly satisfied the Lord. The florist very humbly and submissively offered his prayers to the Lord, saying, "My dear Lord, because you have come to my place, I think all my forefathers and all my worshipful superiors pleased and delivered. My dear Lord, you are the supreme cause of all causes of cosmic manifestation. But for the benefit of the residents of this earthly planet, you have appeared with your plenary portion to give protection to your devotees. Annihilate the demons. You are equally disposed as a friend of all living entities. You see the super soul. You do not discriminate between friend and enemy. Yet you are pleased to give your devotees special result of their devotional activity. My Lord, I am praying that you please tell me whatever you wish me to do, because I am your eternal servant." This is a significant point. We have constantly we have to see I'm not going to please, okay, I will please this person, that person, this person. No. What Guru will be pleased, we have to constantly seek that. What Krishna will be pleased by prayers, by asking them physically, asking for instructions, how I can please, what should I do, how should I do. This goes on all the way. So from Chaitanya Sikshastakam we see Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Pado Krupaya Tavapada Pankaja Sitaduli Sadrusam Vichintaya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching this lesson of become servant. Master is only Krishna, become servant. And we see the same thing from Madhavendra Puri and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Aidina Dayardanada Katavalokase Mathura Nada Kim Karote Ham Brahmayati. My heart is beating in the place. Please, what should I do now? I am your servant. Kim Karam. So this is the mood of all the acharyas, all the way to the gopis. That's why here we can significant point florist is making. The florist Sudama was greatly pleased within his heart by seeing Krishna and Balram to his in his place, and thus a choice's desire he made two exquisite garlands of various flowers and presented them to the Lord. Krishna and Balram were very much pleased with his sincere service, and Krishna offered the florist his salutation and benediction, which is always prepared to bestow upon the surrendered souls. When the florist was offered benediction, he begged from the Lord that he might remain his eternal servant in the devotion. This is what we have to constantly seek. Become eternal servant. That's all. Nothing else. No other position. We don't know. Nadanam, najanam, na sundarim, na kavitam va jagadish kamaye. Mama janmani janman iswar bhavatat bhakti rahayituti. While we are chanting, nothing else. But this keeps on coming. Maya is telling her, no, just today do this thing. Tomorrow you can become a Krishna servant. But gradually we have to come to this, because that is the entrance. Otherwise there is no Vraj Prem. There is no Krishna Prem. If we are not going to start thinking in this direction and engage, endeavor to come to this path, then it just becomes, we'll never become free from our material desires. We'll go on, continue on this way only. So that two double role, double-minded, this will go on. We cannot become, because hardly in Kali Yuga what we can do is double-minded. We can never focus. So that's why we have to think very seriously about it. And when the florist was offered benedictions, he begged from the Lord that he might remain his eternal devotion by such service, do good to all living creatures. By this, it is clear that a devotee of the Lord in Krishna consciousness should not be satisfied simply by his own advancement in devotion service. He must be willing to work for the welfare of all others. This example was followed by 6 Goswamis of Vrindavana. It is therefore stated in prayer that Lokanam Hitakarina. So, for example, now, so this is very, very important instruction from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ajanulambita Bhujo, Kanakavadato, Sankirtanaika Petro, Kamalaya Taksho, Vissambaro, Dijaro, Yogadharma Palo, Vande Jagat Priyakaro, Karunavataro. Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesh Tanay Sri Vandamanya Kajit Upasana, Brajabadu Varkena Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Pramarto Maha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Adharana Praha. Madhyalila, chapter 12. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, great exalted Acharya, is speaking. Are dine Jagannathera Netrotsava Nama Mahotsava Haila Bhaktera Prana Samman. The next day marked the performance of festival of Netrotsava. The great festival was the life and soul of the devotee. My dear devotees, let us plan ahead. In July it is going to happen. Let us plan now. After hearing this, let us plan ahead so seriously that we at least we do some portion of what is being instructed here. We have 3 months to meditate upon. Think about it, plan it, endeavor it. After bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath during the fortnight before Radhayatra ceremony, the body of Lord Jagannath having been washed needs repainting. This is known as Angaraga. Netrotsav festival performed gorgeously in the early morning of Navayavana day constitute the life and soul of devotees. Paksha dina dukhi loka prabhura adarshane darshana kariya loka sukha paila mane. Everyone was unhappy for a fortnight because they could not see the deity of Lord Jagannath. Upon seeing the Lord at the festival, the devotees were very happy. Mahaprabhu Sukhalana Sabha Bhakta Gana Jagannath Darshana Karila Gamana. On this occasion, greatly happy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took all the devotees with him and visited the Lord in the temple. Age Kasishwaraya Loka Nivariya Pache Govindaya Jala Karangalana. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the visit the temple. Kashishwara walked in the front and checking the crowds of people, and Govinda walked in the rear, bringing the sannyasis pitcher filled with water. This is both are the exalted servants of Sri Ishwar Puri. So because of his Guru's mercy, they are able to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, direct service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhur Age Puri Bharati Dunara Gamana Swarupa Advaita Dunere Parsve Duvijana. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went towards the temple, Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bharati walked in front of him. And at his two sides walked Sarup Damodar and Advaita Acharya. Pache Pache Chali Yana Ara Bhaktagana Utkantata Gela Sabha Jagannatha Bhavana. With great eagerness, all other devotees followed them into the temple of Lord Jagannath. Now the important aspect comes. Darshana lobete kari maryada langana boga mandape yana kare Sri Mukha darshana. Out of great eagerness to see the Lord, they all neglected the regulative principles and just to see the Lord's face went to the place where the food was offered. There are many regulative principles of deity worship. For example, one is not allowed to enter the room where the food is offered to Lord Jagannath. But in this case, being very eager, because of not having seen the Lord for 15 days, all the people overruled the regulative principles and entered the room. That doesn't mean we will go back into the backside room of kitchen and start seeing what is being offered. But don't do that, please. But at least from outside, even people are rushing to see the Lord at the time. That's fine. Don't say anything. Please be positive. Please allow them to see however they want to see, jump on somebody or whatever they want to see. How in Jagannath Puri we see those pastimes. So be positive on all those. Don't think bad about devotees, those who are doing like that. So they are just eager. Tristastra Prabhura Netra Brahmara Yugala Gada Trushnaya Piye Krishnera Vadana Kamala. Very important point. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very thirsty to see the Lord. And his eyes became like two bumblebees drinking the honey from the lotus-like eyes of Lord Jagannath, who is Krishna himself. Again, I'll repeat this word. Trusha Artha Prabhura Netra Brahmara Yugala Gada Trushnaya Piye Krishnera Vadana Kamala. That's how. But so our minds are externally with so many, filled up with so many things. That's why more and more we see how much time they are engaged in seeing hours and hours, not few minutes. That is a significant point. Prafulla Kamala Jini Nayana Yugala Nilamani Darpana Kanti Gouda Jalamala. The eyes of Lord Jagannath conquered the beauty of blossoming lotus flowers, and his neck was as lustrous as a mirror made of sapphires. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu usually saw Lord Jagannath from a distance, standing behind the column of Garuda. But because he had not seen Lord Jagannath for 15 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt great separation. This is signifying that Yugaitam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravrusaitam Punyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Viraherane. Govinda Viraherane. Aslishava Padaratam Pinastumam Marmahatam Krodva Yata Tatava Tulam Pato. Mat prananadastu sayevanapraha. Mat prananadastu sayevanapraha. Mat prananadastu sayevanapraha. That is what signifying here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Intense separation. In great eagerness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu crossed the meeting hall and entered the room where the food was offered just to see the face of Lord Jagannath. In verse 210, this action is called Maryada Langana, violation of the regulative principle. This indicates that one should not come very near a superior. Both the Lord's deity form and the spiritual master should be seen from a distant place. This is called Maryada. Otherwise, as it is said, familiarity breeds contempt. Something coming too near the deity or the spiritual master degrades the neophyte devotee. Personal servants of the deity and the spiritual master should therefore always be very careful, for negligence may overcome them in their duty. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's eyes have been compared to thirsty bumblebees. Sri Jagannath's eyes have been compared to blossoming lotus flowers. The author has made this comparison in order to describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while the Lord was deeply absorbed in ecstatic love for Lord Jagannath. Now, Bandulira Pula Jini Adara Suranga Hasita Kanti Amrita Taranga, the chin of the Lord, tinged with buff color, conquered the beauty of the Banduli flower. This increased the beauty of his mild smiling, which was like lustrous waves of nectar. This is Lord Jagannath's beauty, described in few verses. Sri Mukha Sundara Kanti Bade Chane Chane Koti Bhakta Netra Brunga Kare Madhu Pane. The luster of his beautiful face increased at every moment. The eyes of the hundreds of thousands of devotees drank its honey like a bumblebees. This is what, when we're talking about the honey, as I was mentioning, this is what I'm talking about, significant point, but it has many levels. Yata piye tata trishna bade nirantara mukambujachari netra na yaya antara. As their eyes began to drink the nectarian honey of his lotus face, their thirst increased. Thus their eyes did not leave him. Then Prabhupada is quoting Rupa Goswami from Lagu Bhagavatamrita. Beauty of Sanananda is incomparable. Nothing is higher than his beauty. Nothing can equal it. His beauty is like the waves in an ocean of nectar. This beauty is attractive both for the moving and non-moving objects. And the significant point is being made. Yei matta Mahaprabhu lana bhakta gana madhyahana paryanta kaila Sri Mukha darshana. How long they were seeing? Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees enjoyed transcendental bliss upon seeing the face of Lord Jagannath. This continued to midday. When they went? They went early in the morning. Until when they are seeing? Till midday. They are there only in the temple. They are just simply seeing. And then when the boga is offering, what are they doing? Sweda kampa asru jala vahe sarva kshana darshanera lobhe prabhu kare samvarana. As usual, there were transcendental blissful symptoms in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. He perspired and trembled, and constant flow of tears fell from his eyes. But the Lord checked these tears too, so they would not disturb his seeing the face of the Lord. Madhye madhye boga lage madhya darshana bogera samaye prabhu karena kirtana. Their looking at the face of Lord Jagannath was interrupted only when he was offered food. Afterward, they would again look upon his face. When the food was being offered to the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his kirtan. So this is, we understand. We understood the eagerness of hearing. We understood the eagerness of hearing. Lord Krishna is the only master. We are the servant. And then we understood here, darshan means not just come and go. It is not just simply just 1 minute. Here, the intense eagerness to see the Lord, you can see from morning till afternoon, they didn't even move, eating whatever. They left everything else. They're just simply seeing the beauty of the Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, Subhadra Maharani, Sudarshanji, simply concentrating on the form of the Lord. That's all. And then engaging in Sankirtan. When they are offering, obviously they will do chants and mantras and offering. So that time they are engaged in Sankirtan. In this way, you can see that important aspects, how we can get this Vistarena Atmano Yogam, Vibhutincha Janardana. What does Vibhuti? These are the opulences. The actual beauty of the Lord in terms of his vision, in terms of his whole bodily beauty, transcendental body, lotus face, lotus eyes, lotus hands, everything. And his qualities, the hearing aspect is also very significant. And his prasad, Mahaprasad, Lord Jagannath Prasad is topmost. And keep eating it without even brushing the teeth, also ready to jump and eat, except Ekadasi. You have to hold on to it till next day. But we should offer mental obeisance. If you cannot offer, like Haridas Thakur has showed us how to offer Mahaprasad. That's why Srila Prabhupada was never talking to anybody while taking prasad. That's showing us how to take prasad, not to waste a single grain. So that's why it's very, very important points has been given here. And then with this verse I'll end. Yare tanre krupa sei jana bare pare krupa vina brahmadika jani bare nare. Only a person who has received the mercy of the Lord can understand. Without Lord's mercy, even the demigods headed by Lord Brahma cannot understand. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making this point during the Sankirtan, chapter 13, Madhya Leela. So with that, I'll end a lot more to say, but I have taken a long time, 8:10. Please forgive me for that. Grandhras Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Bhagavatam ki jai, Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, all our Guru Varga, previous Acharyas ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Mund ki jai. You can mention any reflections, corrections, comments, questions, if the time permits. Hare Krishna. I hope I don't make you all sleep.
Hare Krishna.
Go ahead, Sandeep Prabhu.
No question. Sorry.
Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam Sarva Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much for explaining both Krishna Leela and Chaitanya Leela together, the comparison, and also saying like how Krishna is our only shelter, and especially the definition that you're explaining of how service to Krishna is the only way we can understand Krishna. There's no other way because body, senses have, and the mind has to be engaged. Just by engaging mind alone, it's not going to work. We have to use our body. Our senses has to be engaged. Otherwise, it's just going to be defeating and dragging the mind in different directions. Whichever way the senses pull, it will go. So it's all, I mean, the central point is so wonderful. And then my realization was like how every instruction in Bhagavad Gita, ultimately they all come together, they amalgamate, and then they just shine one main point of bhakti. How it comes together, it's just so beautiful to see different facets. And I especially like the story of how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave mercy to the little boy who gave buttermilk to him. It is very sweet. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. It's all his mercy and all our acharyas Guru Varga. Thank you. Anyone else? Questions, comments, reflections, corrections also, please feel free to do.
Yeah, thank you, Krishna Namananada Prabhu. Such an elaborate and a wonderful, lecture that gives out a what is called the summum bonum of all, our activities that culminating to the point of bhakti. Now we should perform that. Everything, always and all the time, should always engage in the service of the Lord. That theme, that core message is nicely explained. Thank you. Anything, anybody else? Any devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu,
These
Amritam.
essences all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu. Very instructive class. Prabhu, my question is, when Lord Jagannath comes out on his Rath Yatra, there is no consideration of a person who's participating, so much so that when given the opportunity, you can even carry the deity. You don't have to be initiated also. So now the same thing with Mahaprabhu, who's Mahavadanyaya, but still there are some protocols to be maintained. Mahaprabhu's deities. So I'm trying to understand how is it Mahaprabhu being Mahavadanyaya, most merciful, and Lord Jagannath, of course, is also merciful. But why is it that there is no restriction with Lord Jagannath, but with Lord Mahaprabhu, we have some protocol?
Thank you. Thank you for bringing by asking this question. I remembered one important past and significant lesson also. Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. There was a past time we see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Leela, when the Sankirtan is happening, one day suddenly Srivas Thakur, one of the brahmachari, entered into Srivas Thakur's house while Sankirtan is happening. Then Srivas Thakur, this brahmachari was not ordinary brahmachari. He was only simply drinking only milk, full of austerities. When he entered into the house, Srivas Thakur said, oh, because understanding his nature, strict brahmachari, then he said, okay, all right, you just sit here and just see and hear the kit. Then Mahaprabhu started continuing the Sankirtan, but he's not feeling any joyfulness. Then Mahaprabhu immediately said, what's happening? Something is happening here. Anybody else other than our regular devotees here? Then Srivas Thakur said, yes, one devotee, Naistik brahmachari, drinking only milk. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised, what is this? Only devotees is not allowed. Throw him out. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict. Basically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful, definitely, without a doubt. He is Patita Pavana. But only to give us the instructions in that, as we are discussing, in order for us to enter into Vraja Prem, we need to become free from desires. That doesn't mean we perform austerities like this brahmachari or grahastha or vanaprastha sannyas, but actual focus is being lost. Krishna is the only master. We are the only servant. And our duty is not to please our austerities, not to please our body or senses or what. It is what pleases Guru, what pleases the Supreme Lord. Those are the only two considerations we must have. Any other thing somebody may do, material sense on a society level, they might be great scholar and great pious and whatnot, but they might have wonderful qualities. But in the sense of the entrance into the Lord's, especially Krishna Prema, especially Golok Vrindavan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, Svetadvip, in Golok Vrindavan, there is no possibility of entrance because it is missing the point of bhakti. Actual devotion begins when the person becomes actually dasa anugatya. We are discussing other day also. Anugatya means even for Paramashiva Mahadev himself has to become anugatya to become the gopis anugatya. Then only he can enter into the ras. Then only he could receive the mercy from Vrunda Devi, enter into the Manas Sarovar. Then he became Gopeshwar Mahadev. Even for the Narada Muni for that matter. So unless somebody becomes, that's why Lakshmi Devi couldn't enter into the ras. Even now she cannot enter because she is not able to give up that, this duality, give up her chivalry, give up her chastity, give up her opulence. That there is a different, we see from Lakshmi Devi is not in the mood of gopis. She is in more of Aishwarya Bhav, not in the other Bhav. That is what is restricting her to enter into the Vraja Bhav. She cannot become a gopi. She cannot enter into rasa. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give that Krishna Prema. But if he doesn't teach us that he simply allows, then he will also think, all right, I can do this, perform austerity, and then I can simply carry on. So it may not be exactly pleasing to Guru or the Lord, but I can carry on. It may be pleasing to our mind. We may think like that, but actually is it pleasing? That we don't. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching different, in different pastimes, is teaching differently to Ramananda Roy and other places, especially King Pratap Rudra also. So, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful. When we see this pastime, as I mentioned, there is a puppy pastime I haven't read, but that pastime also, even a dog, other Sivanand Sens also brought a dog, that also was delivered. This is another pastime Gochandas Thakur is giving. So that as Lord Jagannath, we know and we heard and we see every day, regularly we hear the pastime of the Lord Jagannath, how he very mercifully comes out. Same as that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his Sankirtan during the Rath Yatra also. He's giving that elaborate. But in order for us to understand, when he started the Sankirtan, he must teach the lesson. That's why he didn't allow anybody. First, we must concentrate on our bliss internally. If you don't have a bliss, then milk will become, as what they say, milk you have to become, make it thick. You become more and more, you make it diluted, then we cannot attain concentrated bliss. So that's why Mahaprabhu is teaching both the points. He's very merciful. He's very, even sometimes he becomes strict, showing that. But immediately Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is not different from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives mercy to Kala Krishnadas, various devotees, even to King Prataparudra, that is Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, Ramananda Ray's mercy, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's mercy. By all of their mercy, so King Prataparudra got the mercy in terms of getting Uttariya cloth. That's why when we do Abhishek, get Mahakloth, anything of paraphernalia of the Lord, whether jewelry, whatever it is, peacock feather, don't lose anything. Don't lose. We must be very greedy for all these things. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just giving the Uttariya to his son, to King Prataparudra, then he was as good as that. Is not different from the Lord. It is paraphernalia of the Lord. Then his whole life is just simply, he was in ecstatic bliss. Then he brought, okay, call his son. This is all Nityananda Prabhu's plan. Even though Mahaprabhu was not ready to give, but Nityananda Prabhu was ready. In this way, Mahaprabhu arranges through different avenues to teach and glorify Nityananda Prabhu, to Guru Tattva, to make people to surrender to Guru. not directly jump to Krishna. So various lessons from different angles when we look at Mahaprabhu's pastime. So that is what is the significance, Prabhu. From my understanding, from my, at least at this time, whatever thoughts given by our acharyas, so that's what I could think of, Prabhu, my reflection. Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Thank you.
Points, any other things? Already 21. Everybody has other things to do.
Yeah, we also have a book distribution call tonight. If there is nothing else, let's also discuss our book distribution plan on this weekend and Guru Purnima special. Thank you, dear devotees. Anything else?
Yeah, we'll conclude then. So,
Okay.
just to give
Thank you.
important announcements. Also, I think tomorrow, Lord Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj disappearance day, if not mistaken. Yeah, March 3rd, correct. No fasting means, yeah, we have to follow by our calendar what it says. Means you can do if you want, but not mandatory. Just like Sivaratri, not mandatory, but it's up to individual to fast. It's good to do and offer prayers, seek their mercy if we can. But every day you can't fast. Every day, otherwise another Vaishnava day. So, but it's in that way you have to consider what is being given in the calendar. Try to do what we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, March 17th is Gauri Purnima. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day will have program at the temple. So please mark your calendar. Please take off if possible on that day. I took a day off. So yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, dear devotees, for joining today. Thank you, Krishna Namananada Prabhu. Let's conclude. Panchakalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhu Bhavaja Putana Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Namo Namah. Vaishnava ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank you. I mean, I would also request the devotees, please stay, that we can also plan for the Sankirtan activities.
On the same Zoom call? On the same Zoom?
Same Zoom, yeah.
8:30, right?
8:30 is festival meeting. Same Zoom.
So book distribution meeting is from 8?
8, yes, from 8 to 8:30.
Oh, I thought 8:30. Okay. So yeah, let's discuss them. We'll conclude today's session then move on to the book.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you. Dear devotees. Vineet Prabhu, please begin.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining the call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So, Prabhuji, we have a few agenda items. Also, going to discuss, what have been achieved or done so far in terms of the book inventories and the distribution. For the last week, Mataji had very kindly put up the register also in the temple now, and we have the totals. Sunita Mataji on the call, she can, also chime in. And so we want to go on with a few agenda items, which is the book score, the inventories, the distribution on the coming weekend, which we have planned since we couldn't go, unfortunately, last weekend. And then the storage, where they have been moving books. So books have all moved out from the convention hall. So that's done. And plans for the Gaur Purnima. So that's what's on the agenda.
Great. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, great. So we had a lot of achievement. Let's see what we accomplished last week and what we are planning next. So devotees, please share your accomplishments last week.
So last week, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Last week we didn't go for book distribution, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
Most not available, so not in Edison and not, I think, North Brunswick also. And Temple also, we didn't set up the table. So yeah, next weekend we will have, coming weekend.
Yeah, last week, one Srimad Bhagavatam set is distributed, and also one set of Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrita. Divyesh Prabhu is actually, he wanted a copy. Yeah, he wanted a copy. Yeah, he is taking that one. And we have Taruni Radhiya Mataji also on the call today. I specifically requested, please join and going forward so that Mataji also can share. And Mataji is our core member. Mataji wanted one Krishna books box. Mataji, can you share?
Just a question, Prabhuji. So that Bhagavatam you said is the same which is on the group, right?
Yeah, that is on the group. Yes, correct.
Okay, I'll note it down, Prabhuji. Yeah.
The water. Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
All glory Shri Prabhupada and Gurudev. So on Sunday, what happened was in the temple, one person has requested for Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Gujarati, right?
Gujarati, yeah, Gujarati. So I've kept the dabba, I've kept the complete box down. She said she's gonna come and pick it up and then drop the money in the drop box. So that happened in some Krishna book and devotional dishes. That book went. So and that's what's happening. And personally over here at Hillsborough, I wanted a box of Krishna book and soft copy of Bhagavad Gita. So those two things I wanted to check.
Yeah, we do have. Yes, we can get it by this week.
Last Sunday I was trying to check it out, but then it wasn't there. So
it was not. It should be there in the container, Mataji.
Yeah, that's correct.
Container we don't have access, so they were trying to figure it out, and we could not get it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think Devan Prabhu was trying to, and I sent the code to Devan Prabhu as well. It didn't work.
And he said that he could not open it. That's what he told.
Oh.
He was also there on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. So Puneet Prabhu will see, right? I mean that the code should work, right? Yeah, the code should work.
Last time I used Prabhuji, it was working.
It was working.
Yeah, I haven't changed anything since.
I see.
Yeah, but I can double check if that's an issue.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Mataji, I can get the box out also, and I have your order noted, which is the one box of Krishna book and one box of soft Bhagavad Gita. So we have both, and I will have it out and just text you on this group on our core team distribution.
I don't think so. I'm part of that, Prabhuji. So you can just personally message me or when it's available in the temple. Probably this Sunday when I come, I can just pick it up and put it in my account.
Okay. Shall we add you, right? I mean, I thought you were there, Mataji.
No, I think it's my husband. He must be there.
Okay. So we'll add you, Mataji, in that. Okay.
So Mataji, that devotional dishes went on this weekend.
Yes, Mataji.
I just put it.
Yeah, right. And what I realized was like many devotees, not devotees, many new people are like coming. Many people are coming to the temple during the early hours. This is that nobody is present to attend to them. That's one thing. And when they're going, they're having darshan. And then I was thinking like how we used to in the Jagannath Rath Yatra, we used to give like those small nuts, cashews and raisins in the small packets. If you can keep that, at least they can take that as prasad. Many people are coming and going without prasad. So at least if the temple authorities will approve, right? Somebody from home, we can just get it. I don't have small packets. So if somebody can give the small packets, I can put some raisins like that and put it outside, or just in a small basket over there. So after darshan, they can take something. Otherwise, many people are coming from far. They're having darshan, they're just going without prasadam.
That's very true, Mataji. Very good thought.
Very sad it feels. So if you are all okay, I mean the temple authority is all okay, then that will be very good to do.
Yeah, that's a very good thought. Very good thought. We can keep so that they will also appreciate somehow. No matter what, when they come to temple, they should have some prasad. Yeah, we also Sarvasundar Prabhu is also joined. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining today.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thanks for inviting me.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Ruji, you have any book distribution scores last week or last week or anything?
No, Prabhuji. I
No,
don't have
okay.
any. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. It's wonderful. Okay. So, okay. So let's have a big haribol to all the dear devotees. Those who are completely conscious of how to reach out to other people about the Krishna consciousness. So nice. So nice to hear that devotees have such a big heart. Let's haribol. Let's say big haribol to all of them.
Good. Hari Bol.
Haribo. Haribo. Thank you.
Hari Bol.
Yeah. Okay, so let's also have a plan for coming week, and Madhuvati Prabhu sent me a flyer, and worldwide, due to this conflict between the countries, Russia and Ukraine, ISKCON is organizing a worldwide chanting of the holy name. So as a we are Sankirtan team, so we should also plan something, either Sankirtan or chanting of. So what all you suggest? You can have a wonderful Sankirtan and using this one, chanting for peace. That's the slogan, chanting for peace.
That's a wonderful idea, Prabhuji, because so much going on and it's so much suffering and pain we're seeing all over, especially in the media.
Yeah, so much of you.
So yeah, I mean, definitely that's a good thought and a very noble thought from ISKCON.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in Prabhuji.
Very good. So let us plan something on this week. It's part of chanting for peace. Let's have a beautiful kirtan, and we can plan on Saturday. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Let's all do some nice kirtan and chanting. Then we can also dedicate our early morning chanting for the people those who.
Where will this be occurring, Prabhu? Will it be in Edison?
Yeah, it'll be in Edison, that everybody can join. That's the one reason. The centralized location. Or do you have any good places? I mean, that's always we do kind of. If you have any good places, we'll do it there.
Yeah, I'll just check with my husband, Prabhuji. If it's going to be Edison, it might be hard for
you.
To join somewhere this side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay, Prabhuji. Edison is most hub place for all the devotees. Everybody stays close by, right? Awesome. I'll just probably try to go for book distribution here only in Hillsborough area.
Okay. Okay.
That I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check with my husband if it's okay for me to. I mean, if he can drop, I'll just check.
Yeah.
I was thinking something, Prabhuji, and help me if you think it's not. What I was thinking was this is more on the peace, right? And the issue again, I'm not politicizing it, but the issue about the world peace and the war situation, what has been going on. So I think this is also a good time to reach out to not necessarily the Indian community, but to the non-Indian, like the
yeah,
right? But they would also appreciate it. So how about if we can come out some destination, again, my thought, which is not so much Indian, but also will attract, and again, like a park or something, which is may not necessarily be again very much Indian, but I'm just thinking.
The park is the problem. It's the winter time, right? So there are very less people on the park. Yeah, I mean, even if you take park or something like that, there may not be much people. I mean, we should do it, where there is maximum people, so that it goes out to people.
And I know we have Edison as a backup. I mean, definitely Edison always in our minds. But if there is any place else you can possibly think of, I'm sorry. I mean,
No, it's good thought. Good thought is, but everybody.
Over Mado. What?
Because this is a time when we are not Indian, but we are more about peace.
No. Marco Beka. Challadre Vaga.
So Newark is quite good actually, but
Yeah.
but I don't know how many devotees will join in Newark.
Please, Hare Krishna. Stop. Go.
Another Prabhuji, it's do we need some permission or something? I mean, it's a good thought, but can we anywhere, or it's we need permission or something?
Where?
Like if we do anywhere outside.
If you go to a mall and something like that, and that we need to get take the permission. Once we went to this Melno Park Mall or this Walmart in front of they all those places won't allow, just go and do it. That's the one limitations we have. We have to take permission. Most of the time they don't allow because of they will say that we make traffic blocks, we make that this those they have lots of excuses. It's the one thing. Train station we cannot, and especially anything that publicly we do like Sankirtan, we need to actually in reality we have to take the permission from township. But if you are just small and then keep moving, if you are keep moving and chanting, that's okay, because of when you move and then you kirtan and they don't care much. But that is very limited crowd, 10-15 people or something, 10 people. But if there are more crowd like 20-25 people and you are making some placards or something and you are making a kirtan, and that usually that we should get permission from the township. That's all all complicated things. So these all restrictions are there, and yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think book distribution we can do in those areas, Prabhuji.
Yeah, exactly. Sankirtan, especially, where we can do it nicely and peacefully, chanting for peace, and then this somebody should not come and say that you can't do this. Yes, I agree that it's very important that to reach out to different locations. At the same time, we have also, if we come down to the Dana Bazaar, that Bombay Chat and all areas. One time we were doing the Nagara Sankirtan, somebody called the police immediately. Cops came, and we just had to stop it. But on this side, Edison side, that was a Woodbridge side. If it is on the Edison side, then there's no problem because of they don't care. So then who knows that if we go somewhere and if somebody called the cops or somebody, then what happens? Then they come. I mean, we don't have any explanation because of we are not there to fight, or fight with people or anything. We just simply leave in that case,
Yeah, I agree, Prabhu, because we have to see the practical considerations.
Yeah.
Yes, you can think that let's be under shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and go and do it. But if you look at other sense also, at grocery shop, people are at ease more, more in a different mood.
Yeah.
There in that area, Bombay Talk and all, people are in rush. People are going to get something or eat or whatever. They are not in the mood to take the book. Flyers, yes, but books will be little difficult unless it's some other festival or something going on, maybe. So that's why I think you can think of other areas or just do it at a regular Sabji Mandi, Apna Bazaar. Or Hillsborough, other places we can see where we can go. I don't know if door to door a good idea, because still things are not at evolved, are not fully open. People are not ready to at least receive the books. People are going, but I don't think they are at a point to welcome devotees and then accept the books at their homes. I think we may have to wait a few more weeks, I think, for that.
Yeah. Thank you. Namananda Prabhu. Yes. Yeah, let's plan something, that it goes out to the people and the community that, we are doing this for. And of course, what we all, that we pray to the Supreme Lord, right? So that's the most important. The devotees go and pray to the Supreme Lord, and then, it's all up to His mercy. That's what is all we need. So we sincerely pray and do the, for the benefits of, and pray to the Lord that, everybody become peaceful rather than it goes out of the, out of the control. Yeah. Okay. So what do we think, everybody, in that case?
Yeah, I think like Krishna Namananada Prabhu just mentioned that we can stick to what we are doing and the location. Maybe
Yeah.
weather opens up a little bit and the COVID situation gets better. Maybe then that's the right time to just try exploring other areas.
Yeah, exactly. The summer gets and the park is crowded, then we can go to the park. I mean, park is already open. Don't need any permission. But some public places like that, yeah, some whether more suitable and time permits and all those things. So for this one, yeah, go ahead.
Prabhuji, have we ever tried any outlet malls? Like there are a lot of people come for shopping. Definitely, every weekend there's a lot of crowd in every
Yes,
outlet
yes.
mall.
Yeah, we tried Mataji before. The problem is that some devotees went in without permission and they did it there in the parking lot, and the security came and they always, then they kind of
Oh, okay.
organize complications, and we need to take the permission if we do anything in there. It's a private property. If they complain, it's all kind of complicated issues, right? Yes, I mean Malno Park Mall and all. Sometimes even we went to the Bridgewater Temple. They didn't even allow us to distribute Bhagavad Gita there. We went to Durga Temple here. They didn't allow us to do the book distribution there. It's
Okay.
individual. Things like
But outlet malls are different, Prabhuji, right? I mean, they're open malls with like there's a common parking lot, but they're different. They will have like Jersey Shore.
Still a private property, even though it's not a building, but it's spread across the area. But that's considered a private property, my understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a more practical consideration, Mataji, because we are not Mahotsaha Prabhu, that Vishnu Chitta Prabhu, because they can do, because they have been trained, they have been doing this for many years. So they can do in downtown, they can do the mall, train stations, Arsudakar Krishna Prabhu. But for all of us, we need to have that much courage, and especially with the things going on in that area, in so Ukraine and others. So people will be a little more, we have to be a little bit cautious. So if we can do on our regular places, that will be better. With this time inventing and going to these public places, it may not be at least the right time, I would say. There's nothing stopping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, but it's just a practical consideration we have to think. At least we are limited, so where we can put our strength and distribute books, that's what we have to think. Ultimate result.
Yeah, let's in that case, let's plan this week the Sankirtan, part of chanting for peace, and so let's keep it on this Saturday. I mean, our place, Apana Bazaar, that maybe it's there are lots of people coming in. Last time when we within 2 hours, almost close to $400 worth of that Lakshmi points we got. It's a good place. I mean, overall, I mean, no disturbances, nothing, but so many people are also benefits. If that's okay, if you think.
Saturday, 12 to 2, probably?
Saturday, yeah, 12 to 2, yeah. I think that suits for many devotees. Is it okay, devotees?
Okay with us, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay.
We
Yes.
will also
So,
distribute books, right, Prabhuji? Like we'll have
yeah,
a team.
definitely yes. We'll also
Yeah.
distribute books.
Yeah.
And then also chant and chant for peace.
Okay,
The
Prabhuji.
owner of Apna Bazaar may not even know how much mercy he's getting every week.
Apna
And
Bazaar, isn't it? Yeah. Exactly. Very good. Okay, so that was one of the agenda. Second thing, everybody should focus, as we discussed last week, calling out the people for Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad sets. We are reaching close to 20 sets now. We have a long way, 108. So you have to start calling.
Prabhuji, just to add, Amritanand Prabhuji is going to call today from that list.
Okay.
Like a few people he will call, I think. So
Yeah.
I'll send.
Yeah. You mentioned to me that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
And
Yeah.
some clarity over the price, Prabhuji. Is it 201 about the regional, and what is it for the English?
Which one? The Chaitanya Charitamrita set?
Yes, Prabhuji.
No, that's 108.
I'm
That's
sorry, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam regional is 201.
Mm-hmm.
And then the English is 301.
English 300.
Back to normal price, basically.
Yeah, back to prices. Chaitanya Charitamrita set says is at 108 and 75 regional.
Oh, so regional is 75, is it,
Yeah,
Prabhuji?
regional is 75, yes.
Okay.
And we have Gujarati, Bengali, Telugu.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, you said that there's a list that you're calling up for all the CC, right? CC distribution. What is that? Can we get the list of people, Prabhuji? The phone
Yes,
numbers to
yes.
contact?
Yes. Nida Madaji, can you send it to Tarani Radha Madaji?
I'll send you today. We have the list. It's a huge list of donors. So yeah. But Mataji, Amritanand Prabhuji is also calling. So maybe you can, if you're calling, you can divide half or something, or
Yeah,
wherever.
sure.
Yeah,
Same.
we'll, we will coordinate that, calling out the people with Amritananda Prabhu. Amritananda Prabhu has a script that he compiled so that we can talk to the people when we call out, and based on that script, so that it's a generalized script, it's a nice one. It's like for marketing kind of things. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it.
Also, we want to talk about the inventory, Prabhuji. That's still in progress. So there are books in the store also. We have, I think most of the count I have, but the container one has to be taken along with it. And but then I think we'll be in position to also figure out the many books, especially the small ones, need to be reordered. So we have to place the order also.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get an idea that how many we need to order more, and then so that we can accordingly order.
I had sent Punit Prabhuji a couple of titles, right, Prabhuji? You have that, right?
Right. I do, Mataji. I think in the last, not talking about last meeting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll be ordering
but
those.
just in case you have anything more, let us know, because if there's a substantial order, then most likely it's expected to come early. That's my understanding.
If you're ordering, please order a pocket Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu, for Gita Jayanti before itself, so that
Pocket Bhagavad Gita. I think last time when I checked with the BBT project, they don't have that.
Pocket Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, bounded. At least they will have bounded. Macmillan, they are not printing, I think. That's very small. But the bounded one, they will have. In India, they have.
It's smaller than this paperback. right? I mean, paper bag
Yeah,
is
yeah,
still
correct. Yeah, half of that, but it is thicker, more thicker.
Yeah.
Vertically, it's smaller, but horizontally, it's width, maybe depth-wise, it's more height. Yeah. But the Macmillan is also very good. That is pocket, very, very small. That can go in our pocket, but it doesn't have, I think, translation or word to word. Something is not there in that Macmillan, but I think they are not printing that 1972 Macmillan.
Prabhuji, that also don't have some purports, right? That book doesn't have purports.
No, purport translation and purport is there, but the Sanskrit verses are not there. I think.
Okay. So it's all
the English verses are there, but not the Sanskrit verses. But other than that, everything else is there.
Okay. Because I read somewhere that some purports were cut down because they had some limitation of publishing. So I was not sure that.
No,
not necessarily. I think maybe here and there, maybe. But that's a good book, actually. I still have 1 or 2 copies left because it's good to refer, keep it in the pocket.
Yeah, I have to. I keep it in my bag, office bag. It's nice to take it out. Yeah. Okay. So. So
plan for the Gaur Purnima, we have it in the next meeting, Babuji. Anything you want to highlight this time at this point, or?
Yeah, maybe let's focus. Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita distribution. That's the main for Gaur Purnima.
Right.
Distribution perspective, and Nagara Sankirtan on this week, so that also covers. And yeah, and let's have a nice book table, and especially one full, one table is only for the Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, and those one table completely set up something like that. So, we may discuss that in next week in more detail, how we can display nicely, those things. Okay.
Sure.
You also have another meeting to cover. Okay, so let's conclude then today's Sankirtan meeting.
Okay, so let's all.
Anything Taranirati Mataji, Sarvasundar Prabhu, anything else like to add?
No problem. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so let's listen conclude. Vancha kalpadarupasya kripasindabhyavacha. की जय distribution की जय Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you.
Okay, so please stay. Krishna Namananada Prabhu and Dodi Prabhu is already here. Yeah. We'll discuss the festival meeting.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Madhuri Prabhuji, and do Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, everything got delayed a little bit today.
No problem, Prabhu. I saw Jayaprakash Prabhu's message somewhere in that conference. So was he joining or?
No, he was mentioning about registration form needs to be. We need to start registration form for the Gauri Purnima. Yes, it's a good idea.
So that we'll know. Yeah.
How many people registered for Nityananda Tridasi? How many people showed up?
150, 40 or 50 or so registered. I think people showed up at least 120. I think showed up more than registered, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
I need to find out from Haricharan Prabhu. And that is including families, everybody together. Yeah.
That's where we should look at that. No, means is registration really adding value?
So Hema Jagannath Prabhu's last, the 44 families were registered, 118 people registered so far. That was on Monday, February 14th. That means that the day morning of Nityananda Trayadashi.
And we had, I would say, is it 250?
Yeah, at least 200 probably minimum. Yeah, depending on we have to find out. But I think that day we didn't serve out. I think it's more in person taking. I think so. Don't know how many plates and find out. But at least 200 for sure.
So in this case, Prabhuji, this form registration is misleading, isn't it? When we look for like 118 or 150, but we are getting like 200, people.
I remember mentioning to Jayaprakash Prabhu on Nityananda Tadasi to cook for 250 people.
Okay.
Right. Means we definitely we are going to add whatever, at least 70 to 100. Especially Gorpun it's even more. Hopefully weather is good, but still either way, weather is bad also still people will show up. Outside people may be less, but yeah.
So we should get the flyer out and start distributing the flyer in all the groups, all.
Correct.
Right. So far, we don't even have a Gorpuniam flyer.
Yeah. Shyam Sundar Prabhu is there? Okay.
We sent the message to Sakyavanda Mataji?
No, I was waiting for Shyam Sundar Prabhu to send us some Kalash information, right?
No, why? No, it's just Abhishek. Just mention Abhishek in there.
Just say for sponsorship contact, and that should be enough. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But by this weekend, it should go out. There's only hardly 2 weekends left.
Okay. Okay, so that part is done. So do we need a registration or not? Registration form or not?
Yeah, to me, it's some devotees want to do it, fine. To me, Gopunim, all our devotees are going to come.
Yeah, it's a big festival.
Big festival, all our devotees who normally don't make it on Sundays, they will come.
Yeah.
And our Western congregation also will come.
Yeah, then in that case, we don't need to restrict, this registration and all. I don't think so. There is any point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think no need to do. I think in the beginning because that time we just began, right? Now Sunday feast also we see crowd, so I think people now get used to it. So Gaur Purnima time, 2 more weeks, it will be full fledged. So we don't need to in that way send register. Yeah.
So in that case, I mean, we should have a ballpark estimate of how many people are going to come, right?
Yeah, 250, 300 at least minimum. 300 minimum.
Cook for 300. That's what it is.
Weekday, right? Weekday. So 300 is good, I think. If it is a Sunday or something, 450, 500. But since it is Thursday, right? So probably 300 something.
People will come because it's got Punim Sadhu.
Right.
So
maybe some items we can make for 400, and some items at least dry items or something we can think. The whole thing you make, but just want to make sure nothing gets wasted.
Yeah, let's get some rough marker what we have done in the past.
Yeah.
Right, and accordingly we make. Last thing which we want to do is on a festival day like that, when the devotees are fasting till sunset or moonrise, and we don't have enough prasad.
I think this is the case for at least last few festivals. Even Nityananda Trayadashi, at least 25-30 people didn't get the prasad.
And that's what we want to completely avoid.
Right.
Right.
People were having. I mean, I felt so bad. Even they were standing. The people were inside the temple, and I was asking to Haricharan Prabhu, what happened? I said it's run out. It's no more prasad.
Yeah. And that's what this registration does.
Yeah.
Where we become too conservative about it. Oh no, they'll be wasted. But no, let's look at And otherwise have readiness that, okay, now more people are come, let me cook for another 50, 100 people.
Yeah.
People are fasting, and then if they don't get prasad, you kind of lost them.
Even on that previous Sunday also, many people didn't get the prasadam. And that we had the 6-hour kirtan.
Yeah.
And many devotees didn't get the prasadam. I think the trend is now actually, Prabhuji, I mean, there may be enough prasadam, but people are coming and taking 2, 3, 4, kind of just taking away.
Yeah, so that, we should get all our to-go boxes and everything. Yes, we want devotees to take to-go when it is leftover.
Yeah.
Not that at the start itself they do to-go.
I noticed that actually. That's why, it's running out prasadam at the end because of it's all. When we keep the to-go boxes, people just come and take it and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should start that system that that community hall itself is locked. It's in Brooklyn or other the places. Prasadam is they put in the kitchen, and the kitchen is locked.
Yeah.
We
So
cannot get to the kitchen.
And Tawaka and all does the same.
Yeah. Ours is like, okay, now when somebody starts swinging in, coming in that swinging mood, and directly even without taking darshan, go to the prasadam hall.
Oh, yeah.
And start packing things.
Yeah, we should have control over,
Those are things which, that even the Sandhya Bhog Prasad, which comes out on Sunday especially. There are some devotees who just eye that Sandhya Bhog Prasad. And they're okay, I need to pack up for my trip or that trip, and not for 20, why that much? Take a plate, fine, wonderful, take a plate. Let others also take. Otherwise, just if we are, if it is of a small amount, we should keep that packed plates for all the devotees who are serving on the altar.
Yeah.
Because when they come out, the other side prasadam is already over. What are they going to get?
Yeah, last week we made 6 plates or whatever, 4 plates Haridas Prabhu wanted. So we made it before and then sent it inside for them.
No, I mentioned that. And then also Mataji had to kind of mention to the Srimati Mataji, who wanted to pack for a journey for Wednesday. Right. Come there to pack up the boxes to pack up for your journey on Wednesday.
That's next week, no? Not even this Wednesday. Next Wednesday they will. What will they pack for 2 weeks before?
Yeah, but that's what the mention. Bhanuja Mataji came and complained to me.
Maybe some other journey.
I don't know, because the Haridas Prabhu only wanted, so she went to the other side and got the plates. I don't know this side what happened, whether they took it to the other side. Generally they take.
Mataji mentioned that this is what happened. This one they came and I want to pack this, I want to pack that, I want to pack that. I said, don't even keep it outside. Just keep it inside. No packing business. The plates will be packed for the pujaris, and then all the other prasad. Just take it from on the other side.
Still, they know where to get it, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Both problems are
where
there.
to get it, but let them get it. The last thing which you want to do is, have some firm distributors where they take prasadam beforehand, like Harichand Prabhu. Classic. He's fully satisfied, and he just wants to serve.
Yep.
And others should just support him or something. Yeah, that's my.
Yeah, I
Probably,
agree.
I think probably I think whoever the cook actually should lead on that. Probably they may be aware of that. So what is going to happen, and they should make sure that those prasadam is kept separately for the devotees, those who are serving in the altar, and anything is remaining. Actually, they can put it there. Something like
Yeah,
that.
we can just make that protocol
Yeah.
that and pass it on to the cook who is cooking on Sunday evening.
Yeah.
6 plates of prasadam separate for the altar. If they want a plate, okay, fine. And then remainder, don't let anybody just come there. The remainder, have one contact person bring a trolley, take it on the other side. Needs to be on the not just where as soon as the trolley comes, everybody pounces on it. No, in a controlled way. Uh, it should go behind the line.
So everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think probably we should implement. We should be. I think every brahmana should be aware of it.
Yeah.
Whoever is cooking, and they should have proper control over the prasadam which comes in, and make sure that.
Yep. And all our devotees, like preacher devotees, now including lately I also trying to meditate on that. No, when we are looking into all these important subject matters, Vaishnava, Sadachar, this, that, Sunday evening, give it to sitting with new people.
Yeah.
How we can give them a good experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what is. Every week we should meet new people and talk to them, and all those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I was doing every time.
Yeah.
Meet the new people, talk to them what they need,
Yeah.
they feel. Otherwise, we are kind of neglecting.
Yeah, no, we should give them a good experience. We should show them prasadam. If something is not there, figure out to get it something for them. Yeah. Otherwise, right in front of them, they will see other starting to pack this, that, and it will create distraction in their mind, and they will start thinking differently. So, if we really want to expand nicely, all these areas needs to be plugged in. Now we are having cleaning ladies come there, so the cleaning tension is done, the kitchen cleaning and all. So let's just focus on Krishna has sent this guest, how I can treat them nicely.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all should that when they are there, and only especially they we need to make sure that they get the prasadam properly.
Yeah.
uh,
And like we need to tighten something on this. Uh, keep a dedicated crew of even this Govinda's table, where not that I come, or there's no table, I can try to put a table or try to put whoever is available there on to man the table.
The last few times I told Devan Prabhu, I think 1 week for sure. I remember nothing is there. They don't even have some nothing. Literally
Yeah,
nothing.
no. So this time, and I told Kripa also. So I put an order itself myself. Okay, 30 samosas, 20 kachoris. That's all we need. Samosas, kachoris, and
Yeah.
whatever special item which is left over, like sandwich or something, that can also go. And the sweet dabba, which are already there in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
They can for distribution, but somebody needs to know. If I start focusing when I come there, I won't be able to attend to the newer guest or something. So somebody else, and not only Devan Prabhu would be able to do that. So there should be a roster for that.
Yeah, that will have.
Can take one time. Devan Prabhu can take for one Sunday. I can have my sister-in-law come one Sunday if need be.
Yeah, 2-3 devotees is good, and then they can take turns.
Yeah. If they do one Sunday a month, that's good.
Yeah, initially we had before, but I'll let Devan Prabhu know. Yeah, we'll add 2-3 devotees.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu, I have to drop tomorrow morning service.
Okay, so anything else, Prabhuji, on terms of?
Well, the numbers we can get from Haricharan Prabhu, and I'll talk with Haricharan Prabhu and Jayaprakash Prabhu. The Shiksha program, we need to follow up with Hari Kishore. The drama, we need to follow up with Hari Kishore.
Yeah.
And Shiksha program, individually, the Bhakti Viksha leads us to start promoting in the group to get the list. Shiksha, the Shiksha vows would happen on the same day, Gaur Punim day.
Right.
Drama would happen on Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay.
So that's nutshell, and it's Ekadasi Prasad. What else?
Aromas.
Adivas the day before in the evening.
Wednesday.
And whatever items devotees can prepare for the Lord. Fine.
Yeah, that's Madaji's already sent a list from Sarovar Madaji.
I haven't seen.
It's in the festival group. Madaji sent Excel
I also not seen. So no,
is it just?
Yeah, it's in the festival group, WhatsApp group.
Okay.
It says Gaura Purnima Bhoga.
Okay. All right.
It's actually just posted. Yeah.
Yeah, take a look and see that that can be distributed to the community.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. But that one also we had posted, at least Brahmanas and Japatan. The Adivas offerings, anybody want jewelry, whatever things, fruits, whatever. Yeah. And Aarti time, during the Shayan Aarti time, we should do, right? 8:15 or 8:35 to 9. Let's keep it like that, bro. So that way it happens, because next day also we have program.
Yeah.
Okay. So Gaura Arati is happening at 7, right? That's what it is.
On the Gaur Punim day, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
Gaur Arati is at 7 to 7:30 is Gaur Arati, is 7:30 to 8. We can keep a short talk. 8 to 9 is Abhishek.
And Shiksha program?
Yeah, 7:30 to 8. So no, 7:45 to 8 o'clock can be Shiksha program. So we just keep a short. We can see if we can find a video or something of Gauranga Mahaprabhu which we can play.
Yeah.
So Abhishek start early, na 7:30.
Abhishek should start early, bro. Otherwise, it will go like anything,
Too late.
So there will be lots of people.
Yeah, but see what would happen if you start Abhishek early at 7:30? Then people would be just scattered.
Yeah, I think we have to stream that way, Prabhu. Slowly, I think one time it may happen. I think slowly we have to change that pattern. At least first half an hour, have katha, even 15, 20, whatever time we want.
Well, that's what I'm kind of thinking about. That 7:30 to 8. After the Aarti, as such, they have to prepare the deities and everything.
Yeah, maybe 15, 20 minutes, Prabhu. After means, because especially Gaur Punim, more people will be there. Your Abhishek at least more than 1 hour it takes. So
it
will be delayed.
But
I mean, if you have two stations, then it's more easier also.
Yeah, and we'll have 2 stations. And what would happen in Abhishek at least is once the Abhishek is done, devotee can go on the other side and at 8 o'clock we can start distributing prasadam there.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Maybe, yeah. But sharp 8 or 7:50, 7:55, we should start Abhishek. Otherwise, it will be very, very late. So, altar closing at what time? 9 o'clock?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, keep it 9.
9
Keep it
o'clock.
9. Yes, that's the best.
Okay, let them know. That's the crew, so that they can plan accordingly. And don't change later, because then people, they will be coming a little later. So, then they will have to rush.
9 sharp.
Yeah. If you may 5-10 minutes here and there is fine, but if you say no, we are going to close at 8:30 or we are going to close at 9:30, 10, then it will be
No, the
good.
RT should happen at 8:30.
Correct. Yeah. The afternoon Aarti will happen at the same time, but
Yeah.
the actual closing and dressing 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colors outside courtyard.
Holy.
You want to do that?
Well,
No colors at all.
yeah.
Better, I don't know,
Well,
because
if
of
we say
the,
no colors, there will be people bringing colors. So we won't promote it in our flyer or anything. But
but
if
we
people
are
bring colors on the courtyard.
reception also, there is no restriction. That's why you have to see with them. Otherwise, you have to put
No,
people.
I mean,
Otherwise, reception also you will have all colors and the whole hall will be mess.
so that's why we should tell those whom we know that they will bring colors. We have to tell them beforehand. Prabhuji, it's very nice that you are very enthusiastic to play colors. No, why don't you do it after taking prasadam outside? Not that,
Yeah.
oh, now I want to come for bathroom or I want to wash my face. No.
Yeah, the whole community hall, the bathrooms, temple reception, everything will be a mess, and it's
Because
we have a hard time
because they
cleaning.
come, they play in the courtyard and they come inside. Oh, now I want to wash my face.
Correct. So yeah, it will be hard to restrict, especially or some of the energetic youth and some of the Matajis also. So it's very difficult
Yeah,
to
once
control.
We have
once
them. I think,
once it is out, it will be out of control. Everybody's so enthusiastic to,
Yeah.
it's like a real Holi in India.
So courtyard, but we should make signs, no colors in the lobby or the temple or the bathrooms.
Yeah. It asks
If you want, we
say,
can keep one the tape outside on a
that's
hose.
better. But that
But they
somebody
can
has
clean
to be there,
themselves.
otherwise kids will make a mess there also. That's what they will do. They will play with that. Okay, Prabhus.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Vaishnava ki Jai, Prabhupada. Thank you.
Vishya Kripa Se.
Pattanam Pavana Vaishnava Gunavana.
Mother ki jai. Hari Bol.
So Harinam on Saturday.
Harinam on Saturday, yes.
Oh, by the way, I think they put a lock there in the container.
Yeah.
We need a number because just the other day, not this Sunday, but Sunday before, even Prabhu somebody wanted, so.
Yeah. He talked to me, Proji, and I passed the code to him.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
It's actually 000040.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we noticed that so many, no account at all. Somebody just come and pick it up and go away. Nobody tell anything to anybody,
Let's have a system that, okay, whoever, even with the code, whoever takes it from there, they should send out an email immediately that, oh, I took this one, not email, a text that I took this many books.
Yeah. I mean, initially they do. After some time, nobody, follows.
That's where, but we don't distribute it to too many. But no,
Yeah,
some
we that's what it is, our core devotees, Sankirtan devotees,
Sankirtan devotees, I think local,
Yeah.
due to
Yeah.
one of the resident devotee,
Yeah, of course, yes.
Nirmati or somebody, that's
Yeah,
okay. But this code, but on one condition that you don't put anything else there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, whatever arrangement you may have done inside,
Yeah.
later on is loaded up with things, does not have a space, you'll put in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, Puji.
Hari Hari.
Hari Hari. All goes to Srila Prabhupada.